So it's 2 days before my double mastectomy surgery for invasive ductal carcinoma on my left breast. So this is my second time around. I had invasive lobular carcinoma on my right a year and a half ago. So 2 days ahead of time, I just had a localizer put in, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about what that procedure is like. So this feels all kind of like a build up to the surgery, which it clearly is, because this is kind of part of the surgery, but I went into the breast center and went back for an ultrasound to start, and they were able to very quickly pick up on the tumor and find it. When I had my biopsy, a clip was placed so that subsequent readings and exams could quickly find the exact spot of the tumor that they biopsied and found the cancer in. So they found the biopsy clip, and what I was told is that while they can see the biopsy clips under ultrasound, the surgeons won't be able to see that in surgery. So they placed a magnetic clip in my case. I believe it's called a Molli Localizer, M-O-L-L-I. So this process was a pretty simple one for me, very similar to a biopsy. So you go back, you're on the ultrasound table, they find your tumor, the radiologist comes in, they use some numbing, some local anesthetic to numb the surface of the skin and just below, obviously, some of the breast tissue. Then he takes a larger needle and inserts the localizer exactly to the spot of the tumor right next to the biopsy clips. So I was able to watch the procedure, watch the ultrasound. You can actually see the needle coming in. You can see it right by the tumor. You can see it being placed, and then you can kind of see it glowing in the ultrasound afterwards. Not a super comfortable procedure, but certainly not anything terrible. I mean, you're numb, so you really don't feel it. There's some pressure. I felt a little bit of stinging, but nothing that was unusual or unmanageable. As soon as it's placed, they apply pressure and just make sure that you're not bleeding, because it is a good size nick, as they like to call it, or it's not really an incision. I guess it is. My cancer is very high on my left breast. In fact, it's right at the top, which was part of the difficulty in finding it. But I ended up with just some seri strips and a large waterproof bandage. So localizer is placed. They'll be able to identify that right away when we go and have surgery. Oftentimes they don't bother with this step when you're having a double mastectomy because of the placement of my tumor, because it's so high and it's so superficial. I believe the measurement's like 2 millimeters below my skin. They're concerned about getting clean margins and making sure that they're truly getting everything out, because we are going to do a skin sparing mastectomy. So healing from that process is very much like a biopsy. I couldn't, no swimming or bathing for 3 days, which not a problem. I'm having surgery tomorrow. So it just takes a little bit of time. You can actually get a shower that night. I'm able to get a shower now, and just can't do any kind of soaking. So ice right afterwards. If they don't hand you an ice pack on the way out, ask for one. That helps a lot. Ice and then some Tylenol. I have to avoid any kind of blood thinner, so no ibuprofen for now. Within, the local wears off in maybe 2 or 3 hours. After that, there's just some soreness and uncomfortableness. But very quickly, this is one that you kind of heal from and get over quickly. I was told that there could be some bruising, but that wouldn't show up anyway for me. When I had biopsies, definitely had some bruising, but with this, I'm having my breasts removed in a day or two, so probably won't notice that. Okay, so that's what it's like to have a localizer placed before your lumpectomy or before your mastectomy.